State tax officials are playing catch-up in the world of streaming video, with sales of DVDs, video games, and traditional packaged software plummeting. More state and local governments are eyeing streaming video and cloud computing to help make up for hundreds of millions of dollars in lost revenue. Joining us from Chicago now is WSJ's Mark Peters. Mark, great to see you. So, on one level, this really isn't news to anyone. Streaming services are taking over and DVD sales are down. But what are state tax officials having to do to try and catch up with new media?
Well, state tax officials in a lot of ways have a tax system decades ago that deal with products, things you can hold, DVD or a piece of software. And now they're trying to figure out how to use that tax system and apply it to something that exists in the cloud or something that's streamed through a service and you're not buying the physical product of, or you're not getting rights to it. So that's a real struggle because the substance they're dealing with has changed quite a bit.
And right now, taxes on digital entertainment and software represent only a sliver of the $270 billion states collected in sales tax last year. So what sorts of challenges does this highlight for states and localities? How are some of them dealing with it?
States have been struggling with sales tax because of the way the U.S. economy has been shifting. When a lot of sales tax went into place, we were buying hard goods, and now we buy a lot of services, from car repairs to massages. So states are trying to deal with this shift in the economy from a goods to a service-based economy, and they're trying to do that, some using the existing tax laws and trying to kind of contort them to fit the changes, and others are going through the political thorny task of rewriting their tax laws, which is a tricky thing to do.
Yeah. In Alabama, for instance, according to your story, the lawmakers shelved the Netflix tax because they finally concluded it was more akin to a service than a tangible good. Does Netflix keep records on which states tax for their services and which states don't?
They're collecting taxes in about half the states in the U.S. and certain localities, counties and cities, but they aren't particularly forthcoming about kind of every state they're collecting in and how they're collecting that tax. But, you know, tax issues will pop up here and there over the last couple of years. Idaho recently, they fought some tax policy there, and they've made, at least in Idaho, they made the case that we're a service, we're not a good, so because of that, we shouldn't be taxed, or you need to write laws that tax services.
All right, I'm sure this will be a story for years to come. Mark Peters, thank you so much for that.
Yes.